lost the
I don't
concept.
give a flying fuck into a rolling donut about what Al Pacino thinks.
Project, and he didn't particularly want me for the part, you know.
And he didn't?
No.
Really?
Al Pacino doesn't flip tables. He lets rooms go quiet. When the chemistry dies, he doesn't argue. He disappears. That's his tell. From Serpico and The Godfather to Heat and an Oscar-winning turn in Scent of a Woman, he's shaped entire eras, and then walked away when a partnership stopped making sense.
I don't think Al realized at first that Hackman might have been annoyed by some of his antics, so there were those difficulties.
Tonight we count down 5 collaborations that, according to reported interviews and industry retrospectives, cooled into silence.
He started to intimidate Al, even off camera.
This isn't gossip, it's a pattern. Methods that never synced, sets that ran hot, roles won against the odds, and choices Pacino never revisited. Number 3 will blindside you. The final entry flips a story you're sure you know. If you chase the headline, you'll miss the logic. Stay with the details, because with Pacino, the quietest cuts are the ones that last. Number 5. Michelle Pfeiffer. According to Michelle Pfeiffer's own recollection, Pacino initially didn't want her for Scarface, 1983. Early chatter and later write-ups framed her as too green, too soft for Elvira Hancock. At least that was the concern, as retrospectives reported. The audition she describes wasn't a tidy table read. It was a live-wire restaurant screen test that veered off-script, plates smashed, nerves spiked, and she accidentally cut Pacino's finger. Not a disaster, a jolt that reset the room, and, by multiple later accounts, reset the conversation about the role. Industry pieces and cast reminiscences say the temperature shifted right there. What began as skepticism turned into attention. The iciness Brian De Palma needed wasn't a pose, it arrived under pressure. Pfeiffer has since said Pacino would admit he wasn't sold at first. The screen test reframed everything. It's the kind of hinge moment oral histories love. A young actor walks in carrying doubt and walks out carrying inevitability. The finished film preserves that charge, her diamond-cold Elvira sparking against his volcanic Tony. Each scene wired with a distance that reads as character, and, according to production recollections, mirrored a certain workmanlike coolness between two very different methods. As subsequent profiles and production histories have noted, they never reteamed. There was no public blow-up, no feuding quotes, no joint nostalgia circuit, just a classic that needs no sequel, and a pairing that never found a second act. In Hollywood, absence is often the verdict. The door can stay closed without anyone slamming it. The takeaway here isn't personal animus, it's professional finality. Doubt overturned by impact, followed by a clean goodbye. Number 4. Gene Hackman. On paper, it looked perfect. Pacino and Gene Hackman in Scarecrow, 1973, under director Jerry Schatzberg. A stripped-down American road drama designed for detail work and character study. According to production recollections and later profiles, the reality was more sandpaper than silk. Hackman, by many accounts, prized economy, blunt, fast, decisive, allergic to dithering. Pacino, as colleagues often describe, works from the inside out, probing, circling, letting the air in a scene thicken until it yields something truer. Reportedly, that difference surfaced early and never quite harmonized across the shoot. Crew memories and retrospective interviews sketch a rhythm that didn't lock. Hackman pressing forward, Pacino pulling time, each man unbending in ways that usually make his work great. Oral histories suggest you could feel the friction between setups, not as fireworks, but as a constant rub that shaped how scenes landed. In later reminiscences, Pacino has been paraphrased as calling the collaboration not the easiest, while still praising Hackman's power. Respect without easy chemistry. Admiration without appetite for a repeat. The film itself won admirers. The Cannes jury that year shared the festival's top prize with Scarecrow among the honorees. Proof that the work can sing, even when the methods don't. Yet the partnership didn't continue. No second collaboration, few joint interviews, no fond reunion panels strolling through memories of the road. In this business, silence is a statement. Sometimes two immaculate tools meet one stubborn bolt. The scene comes loose, the job gets done, and the toolbox quietly closes. Number 3. William Friedkin. On paper, Cruising, 1980, looked like a daring match. William Friedkin, precision drill sergeant of the French Connection, 1971, and Pacino, a live current performer who finds truth by pushing past the neat edges of rehearsal. According to production recollections and later interviews, that chemistry ran hot, fast. Reports describe a meticulous director who expected strict preparation and repeatable takes, meeting an instinct-first actor chasing discoveries in the moment. The set, by several accounts, crackled. Notes that felt like orders, improvisations that read as resistance, method versus method, control versus combustion. Industry retrospectives also note how the film's subject matter amplified every disagreement. Activist pressure, media scrutiny, and culture war crosscurrents surrounded the production. Oral histories suggest those forces seeped into dailies, making every choice heavier and every compromise harder. In commentary around his memoir Sonny Boy, Pacino later reflected on the fallout and, per multiple outlets, said he donated his cruising salary via an irrevocable trust, after concluding, in hindsight, that the film's treatment of LGBTQ+ subjects was exploitative. Whether each day's friction can be traced to a single flashpoint or not, the through line remains consistent across reports. An intense collaboration, a heavy controversy, and a partnership that did not repeat. What followed is telling. According to filmographies and press archives, the pair never re-teamed. No anniversary panels, no second run at common ground, no curated reconciliation in a festival spotlight. The film stands as a respected, contested artifact, with the fingerprints of a difficult process pressed into the celluloid. Professional, finished, closed. And with that closure, we widen the lens from a director-actor fault line to an entire set, where the atmosphere itself became the fight. Number 2. Oliver Stone. Any Given Sunday, 1999, dropped Pacino into Oliver Stone's pressure cooker, part gridiron opera, part newsroom crossfire, designed to feel overheated even before cameras rolled. According to oral histories and cast recollections, the atmosphere was combustible by design. Last-minute script changes, punishing football choreography, and a director who prizes velocity and confrontation to shake truth loose. Published accounts from the set describe tempers flaring among castmates, most famously the LL Cool J Jamie Foxx dust-up, while handheld cameras chased chaos down hallways and into the locker room. In that crucible, Pacino did what veterans do, hold center, delivering a weathered, sermon-low coach Tony D'Amato while the storm swirled around him. Retrospectives frame the experience as high art at high cost, a film that crackles because the set crackled. By several accounts, Stone's battlefield grammar, push, prod, provoke, met Pacino's inward, scene-by-scene excavation. Not a feud, but two dialects of intensity colliding, one confrontational and kinetic, the other patient and interior. The movie landed, the quotes lived on, the lessons were paid in bruises and long nights. According to press archives and filmographies, the two did not circle back for a calmer second run. No reunion panel circuit, no fresh project to test a different tempo. Professional regard stayed intact. The partnership, by visible measures, ended at the final whistle. Read this chapter as environmental friction. The culture of a production can be the conflict. Some actors thrive on that volatility, some absorb it and then step away. Pacino, by most reported accounts, tends to do the latter. Deliver, debrief, depart. Number 1. Marlon Brando. For decades, a tidy headline lingered. Pacino snubbed the 1973 Oscars in protest, angry at a supporting nomination and quietly resentful of Marlon Brando. According to later interviews and reporting, that version is cleaner than the truth. In 2024, Pacino himself clarified that staying away had far more to do with his uneasy relationship with sudden fame than with Brando. Yes, contemporaneous talk about category placement circulated. Industry observers debated who counted as lead in ensemble-shaded films, but those recollections stopped short of a personal grievance with his co-star. Colleagues' memories and industry retrospectives describe a dynamic closer to respectful distance than feud. Brando already a weather system, Pacino still learning how to stand in the storm. That reversal matters because it models the principle we've been applying throughout. Separate legend from record. The Brando snub narrative doesn't survive Pacino's own explanation. What remains is a portrait of a young performer protecting his footing, rather than settling a score. They didn't reunite on camera, a fact that helped the rumor snowball over years of fan speculation and media shorthand. But absence here proves divergence, not animus. Framed this way, the story fits the pattern you've been tracking. When the chemistry isn't right, Pacino chooses silence over spectacle and lets time do the editing. The myth promised outrage. The record suggests self-preservation. And in Hollywood, that quiet choice often speaks louder than any acceptance speech. Pacino doesn't feud, he edits. When methods clash or a set turns chaotic, he steps back and lets absence deliver the verdict. That's the pattern these 5 chapters map, and why we leaned on reported interviews, oral histories, and first-person recollections, especially that final reversal about the 1973 Oscars. Watch what he repeats and what he quietly retires. A Scarface screen test that changed a casting. A cruising fallout that became a course correction. Your turn. What surprised you most, and which pairing deserved a second act? Comment, like, and subscribe. Next up, Pacino's most seamless collaborations. Stay tuned.